We are in the Mossel Bay Municipality Multimedia Communication Studio today, and we are talking all things budget. Today in studio with us is Vicky Basson, Manager, Budget and Reporting. Vicky, welcome, and it's good to have you in studio today to discuss this big topic with us.
Thank you, and good day to everyone. It is nice to be here and to put a bit of more detail out of the lengthy budget document that we have just in a summarized version.
Well, we're grateful that somebody can actually unpack it for us. So, Council has recently approved the new financial year's budget. Will you please perhaps provide us with an overview of the approved budget?
Our municipal budget for the upcoming year amounts to 2 billion for the operational expenses and 335 million for capital projects. If we look at the operating budget, it's mainly allocated to the following expenditure types. Bulk purchase of electricity and water makes up 37% of our operational budget. It's a total of 760 million. Then for employee-related cost, it's 25% of our budget, 515 million. Contracted services is 232 million, which is about 11% of our total operational budget. I can just mention that these contracted services includes things like your refuse removal, cleaning of our town streets and gardens, security services, maintenance of buildings and assets, swimming supervision. It also includes things like housing top structures. Then on the capital budget of the 335 million, 216 million will be financed from our own funds, 73 million from new loans, and 46 million from grants and donations.
So, which municipal services are mostly addressed in the capital budget? And can you perhaps name a few of the larger capital projects that are going to be implemented?
The biggest portion of the funds will be spent on infrastructure. This comprises 82% of our total capital budget. The capital budget is mainly split between the major services, which is number one, infrastructure services. 281 million of the budget will be allocated to that specific service. And then community services, 31 million, and planning and economic development is 12 million. And this includes funding for housing from provincial government. And then if we look at the list of the 10 largest capital projects, I'm just going to name a few. I think the more important one for the municipality at the moment is the replacement of old water meters, which is budgeted for 15 million for the next financial year. And then for electricity meter replacements in the next financial year, the 27-28 year, there's a budget of 12.5 million allocated. Every year on year, we have for both electricity and water a 1 million rand budget to replace meters, but we want to fast track this project by putting on these large amounts to get to curb the electricity losses that we are experiencing. Then other big projects is the alternative energy solutions project, the big solar project that I'm sure everybody's aware of. It's a 3-year project where 12.3 million is allocated next year. Then replacement of sewer pipelines between Mossel Bay and Hartenbos to the value of 10 million. Then we have the electrification projects, which is a budget of 9.5 million, and that is for electrification of informal settlements. Then we have the upgrade of the Wassenaar Street in CMU Park, 9.5 million. And then we also have budgeted for a new sports facility in Kwanangaba for 9.3 million.
It's wonderful to hear that infrastructure is always high on the list, and always great to hear that new sports facilities in our neighborhoods are also on the map. So what tariff increases were approved by Council for the new financial year, which will then be starting on the 1st of July 2026?
Council approved increases for the services as follows. For electricity supply, 8.5%, and I must mention that is linked to the increase for electricity which we receive from Eskom. And then property rates and water supply is going to increase by 5.8%, and then waste removal and sewage services by 5.5%.
With the proposed tariff increases, can you give us an idea of the total increase in the average municipal account from the 1st of July?
For a consumer with a property with a municipal valuation of 2.5 million, using 1,000 kilowatt hour per month of electricity, 30 kiloliter of water per month, and with a refuse and sewage charge, the municipal account will grow with 7.4%, or in other words, 432 Rand per month. If you exclude the electricity increase dependent on Eskom increase, the other services increase leads to a 5.7%, which is a 127 Rand increase per month. For a consumer with a property with a municipal valuation of 1.1 million, using 500 kilowatt hour per month of electricity, 15 kiloliter of water per month, and with a refuse and sewage charge, the municipal account will grow by 7.3%, or 258 Rand per month. If you exclude the electricity increase dependent on the Eskom increase, the other services increase leads to 5.7%, or only 85 Rand increase per month. As you can see, the biggest portion of the increase relates to the electricity increases, which is out of the hands of the municipality.
Thank you for that insightful breakdown, Vicky. It gives a whole new picture on what we are actually looking at. So, are there any relief for consumers in terms of the basic charge per month for electricity?
Yes, there is. Most consumers have a 60 amp circuit breaker in their electricity meters. Consumers have the option to lower their monthly basic charge with 50% if they lower their circuit breaker size to a 30 amps, or by 25% if they lower their circuit breaker size to 45 amps. I must just say that consumers must, however, make sure that the smaller circuit breaker is sufficient to power their house before they request for the lowering of amps, as they will only be allowed to make a circuit breaker change once per year. There's also a fee of 270 Rand payable for any replacement of circuit breakers. To apply for these changes, consumers must please visit the Electricity Department's office in Schoeman Street to complete the necessary application forms.
That's actually good news then, that you can manage your basic by changing your circuit breaker. I recall that previously we supplied consumers with a little table so that they can calculate which appliances they will be using and then decide if it will be a viable option for them to lower their circuit breaker. So we also know that consumers can qualify for indigent rebates. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
There's currently 4 categories of indigent subsidies, namely the valuation indigent, indigent level 1, indigent level 2, and indigent household, where a person with a disability lives. Owners with a residential property valuation of less than 125,000 Rand will automatically qualify. That's the valuation indigent that we are referring to. A household is classified as an indigent level 1 household if they applied and the household income of all the residents older than 18 years are less than 4,800 per month. A household is classified as an indigent level 2 household if the household income of all the residents older than 18 years are less than 9,600 per month. The Mossel Bay municipality also assists all households where a disabled person is part of the household if the household income of all the residents older than 18 years are less than 9,600 per month.
What benefits do these households receive?
A valuation indigent level 1 household and households where a person with a disability lives will receive 6 kiloliter of free water and 50 kilowatt hour of free electricity per month and will not pay any basic charges for water and electricity services. An indigent level 2 household will receive 6 kiloliter of free water and 25 kilowatt hour of free electricity per month and only pay 50% of the basic charges for water and electricity services. Valuation indigent level 1 households and households where a person with a disability lives will not pay for property rates, refuse services or sewage charges. An indigent level 2 household will only pay 50% of property rates, refuse services and sewage services.
We also know that there are pensioner rebates. How can consumers qualify for these?
The municipality also assists the elderly in the form of pensioners' discount on rates, sewage charges, and basic charges on electricity. A pensioner household that earns up to 20,800 per month receives a 50% subsidy, whilst a pensioner household that earns up to 27,900 per month qualifies for a subsidy of 30%, subject obviously to certain conditions. If we put this into context in relation to the current tariff increases, for a pensioner household that receives a 50% discount with a property with a municipal valuation of 1.6 million, using 350 kilowatt hour per month of electricity and using 15 kiloliter of water per month with a refuse and sewage charge, the municipal account will grow with 7.2%. which is 180 Rand per month. If you exclude the electricity increase dependent on the Eskom increase, the other services increase leads to 5.7%, which is only 68 Rand increase per month.
That's very interesting. So where can a household apply for indigent and pensioner rebates?
The municipality is calling on residents who are within the income brackets to contact DebtBack or visit any of the DebtBack offices to ensure that those who qualify based on household income receive rebates on their municipal accounts as per the approved policy. The number that you can contact for DebtBack is 044 620 4480.
So what proof will people need when they want to go through this application process?
The account holder must apply on the prescribed application form, and then there's a list of items that must accompany the application. For that list, you can refer to our webpage where our credit control policy states that list of information that is needed, or you can also contact the DebtBack offices at 044 620 4480 and they can assist you with what is needed before you go into the office to do the application. If I can just name a few of them, it's the municipal account number of the household that you need. You need proof of the account holder's ID. You need proof of income of the total household, proof of registration of a person as a disability, as an example.
Perhaps also good to mention while we have this time to talk about the rebates, that outreaches are held in various wards to assist people to apply for rebates. So to our listeners, please check our social media and make sure that you don't miss the opportunity when an outreach comes to your ward to make use of discounts that are available to you. Vicky, thank you so much for a very insightful talk about a very big topic. Thank you for your time and good luck with all the new work that now starts with the financial year.
Thank you very much for your time. And yes, I'm glad if the summary of the budget can assist in any way. And yes, our doors are open. People can contact us as per always.